All right. Already starting off with suboptimal strats. Basically, you can actually just hold start button there and skip the cutscene as soon as possible, but I was still doing the old strat, which is holding X, but if you hold X, then the cutscene will freeze for a little bit. So that was already suboptimal, but yeah. Off to a great start. This is Rayman 1, 2D platformer. It's been released since 1995. It came out on like 7 or 8 platforms, and literally all of them are slightly different from each other. So that is why we have like 8 different categories on speedrun.com for just one game. You noticed the only thing I can do right now is jump, and that's the only thing I can do until this next screen, where Batilla will give us the punching ability. Yeah, or well, power-up, shall I say. Yeah, there is like 5 power-ups in the game. Batilla will give you 1 every time. There is the hanging power-up, which is, funnily enough, called the power-up. There is the run power-up, there is the ring grab power-up. And that's about it, I guess. And yeah, the running power-up is like 40 minutes into the game, so we will be walking until that point. We are also grabbing the cages. You might think like, wait, why are you grabbing cages? Isn't that slow? Well, we need to get all the cages to be able to unlock the final level of the game. And so far we have not found any single way of getting to that last level without getting all the cages. So we still have to do everything. But yeah, you might think it's pretty boring then until you have the running ability, but there is quite a few tricks and skips we will be able to do, which will make the game look pretty interesting. So yeah, this is the final screen of this level. We've gotten 3 out of the 6 cages. I didn't miss them. I'm gonna come back to them later because I wasn't even able to get all of them on the first run through because I don't have the necessary upgrades for it or power-ups. So in these first few levels in the forest, I'll be skipping quite some cages, just because, yeah, don't have the power-ups to get them. I'm only gonna get the ones that are that are on the way, or you know, that are not that much of a backtrack to get, or whatever how you say it. So yeah, upcoming is the first boss in the game. His name is Bzzzt, literally. Yes, pretty easy fight. We want to try and optimize it by hitting him as much to the top and the middle as possible, because he goes to the top and the middle after each hit. So the less noise he makes, the better. And the second hit there was noiseless, which was pretty much the best version you can get. Alright, for this hit we want to try and hit him around here, because that's the fastest way for him to go up and in the middle. And then this hit, just have a visual cue for it to try to hit him as soon and as high as you can, because he won't go to the middle anymore, he will just go straight up. Alright, slight little victory dance here. We just beat him, but now he's our buddy and we can actually fly on top of him. And we'll be going into an autoscroller, which is also the only autoscroller in the game that we can actually speed up, believe it or not. We can actually hug the right and the left side of the screen to make the screen a bit faster. Because the screen at some point is going to go slower and it's going to go faster at certain points. And if we just stay at the left side of the screen, like we're going to do now, we trigger that slow speed later. So we benefit from the fast screen longer. And now we're hugging the right side of the screen because the screen is going to go faster. So we trigger that fast speed quicker. And yeah, moving back to the left and then moving back to the right here. Same idea, to save around 5 to 6 seconds in total. Now we're gonna get one last speed boost right here, now. And then we're gonna actually move to the left a little bit and then go to the right at the end, because if you hug the right side of the screen, you still need to wait for the screen to move right before you can actually hit the end sign. So that's why we move slightly left and then to the right. Okay, now we get the hanging ability. And we'll be going to yet another autoscroller in the next level. Alright, next auto squaller. There is gonna be Tarazan. We're actually hitting off his loincloth to help him, and in return he gives us a magic seed. Too bad we're not playing the PC version, because the PC version has a voice here, and he's gonna be like, "Hey Rayman, take this magic seed!" That's literally what he says. It's pretty awesome, actually. So yeah, we'll be going further into the auto-scroller, getting some cages on the way, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty boring. Yeah, this is the PlayStation 1 version. There is PC version. It's all different. In PC, we have to do this level twice, because we cannot actually get all the cages on the first run through, because there is a cage we cannot get without having the helicopter ability. And it's not faster to get the helicopter ability first and then to do this level. It's not faster. So yeah, that's why we're not doing it. But on PS1 we can just do it. We can get all the cages because the cage locations are different in a lot of versions. Alright, next screen is actually pretty hard to do everything well, so I'm gonna focus for a bit. I'm gonna jump late here. Hold punch and jump to get those. Then a little damage boost trick here. And then do that. And then trigger the cage here. And then there's gonna be a little trick right over here to hit this, and then that's alright. That was almost perfect because I just landed on that plum, which I didn't really want to. But yeah, still okay. And then we're gonna jump on the plum from the plum down. Now we're just gonna hold punch, hold jump and right, because then we jump on the first possible moment. And then we're gonna crawl as fast as we can on this vine here and get the cage on the way back. And then we're gonna hold jump and punch to punch the plum right away. And then we're gonna hope we get a fast plum, but game tries to screw us over here. It's super slow. And then we have to jump on that flower. If we don't, we actually have to die or run back to the left, which is really hard to run back to the left because it's covered with spikes. So yeah. Alright, getting the last cage, and now we're actually gonna run off to the right. And we kind of failed it, but recovered that. Because jumping off is actually slower than running off to the right by like a few frames. But yeah, because I hung, it's not even saving that much, but yeah. Alright, mosquitoes nests. Again, we're gonna skip quite a few cages here. Technically, we could get one cage here already right now, but we're just gonna get it on the way when we have the running ability, because it's faster then, because we actually know how to run then. So yeah, moving through here, trying to get the P here, it doesn't really matter though. And avoiding these piranhas. Alright, and then this upcoming is a neat little skip called Plum Skip 2.0. Plum Skip is gonna come up like 45 minutes into the run, but this is basically okay. We got it, nice. So yeah, we hit the plum in a special way, and then when we're at the bottom, we're gonna jump on it one more time, so it hits the floor one more time. And that actually gives us a high enough boost to actually grab that platform there, and we can actually jump over the hunter, saving about 4 seconds in total. Alright, next screen is called a trick called Early Cycles. If we do everything correct, it saves 7 seconds. Looks pretty tricky though. We're hanging on that flower to actually spawn the cage here. Oh, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm not gonna try it. So I could have jumped on that flower there and skipped another cycle there, but I didn't really like how the camera was. I don't think I would have made the jump, so let's keep it safe. Doing that first part saves the most time anyway. That last jump saves 2 or 3 seconds, so it's not really that major. Alright, one more cage here. Alright. Next up is camera optimization. Basically, we're gonna look to the left, Then until the camera has moved all the way to the left, we're gonna hold right again, and that actually resets the plumb cycle, and we were able to jump on it right away. Whereas if we would just hold right, we wouldn't have been able to do that. We would have had to wait until the plumb moves all the way back to the left and all the way back to the right. Nice little trick here to get the plumb to a specific point, and punch like that, and then missed it. So what we can do here, this platform above me is diagonal, and we can actually jump through it from beneath it. And there's a really cool trick that you can do, but it's really precise, where you, while the plumb is falling in the water, you can actually jump punch to get the cage and jump through the platform. But I punched like 0.2 seconds too early, and I actually overshoot the cage. So yeah, but it looks really cool if you can get it. Saves frames probably. All right, another autoscroller, really boring. Really nothing to speed this up. So yeah. Just don't want to die because it loses a lot of time if you mess up. Alright, we're gonna make a little jump on the left side of that platform and then to the right to make this super safe. On PC version, that anti-tune is not there, so this screen is literally free on the PC version. In general, they made PC version a bit easier, but some cages are still on really annoying locations though. That you have to like backtrack super far to actually get a cage. Because you trigger it at the end of the level, and then you have to backtrack all the way back to actually get it. That's another reason why PC is slower, even though it has faster loads, obviously, because it's not loading off a console. And yeah. You can actually skip an extra boss as well in the PC version. We can skip one boss in this version as well, which is called Mr. Sax. Alright, this boss is sort of the same strats as the first Mosquito. Or Bzzt, may I say. This guy is called Mosquito. Same way, he will move to the top and the middle after each hit, so we're gonna try and hit him in the best possible ways to make him go to the top and the middle the fastest, pretty much. So trying to hit him as much to the top and the middle as possible. Alright, for this next hit, we're actually gonna jump over him because it's gonna end up being faster. It's gonna change around the cycles a bit. And after this next hit, he comes from above, and then he actually stays on the screen after I hit him. This hit right here, he stays on the screen, and if I actually hit him earlier, he would have done a different cycle. So that ends up saving around 1 or 2 seconds. Also, I'm trying to move to the left and the right of the screen because he actually comes from there, and as soon as he moves over you, he will drop the fruit. So the faster he drops it, the better it is, because after he drops the fruit, his speed gets increased by a lot. So that's why, like for example, right now I'm moving to the left, then I'm moving to the right, and then for this last one it doesn't really matter. And then for the last hit, I'm just gonna try and hit it as soon as we can, because just like the Bzzt fights, he moves straight up on the last hit. Alright, that's it. Little victory dance, and then we'll get the ring grab ability. That's another reason why we actually went to swamps and then this level, because after Anguish Lagoon, the second level of the game, we had an option to go to Bongo Hills, which we're going to right now, but we're not gonna do that because at some point we need the ring grab ability, so we're gonna get it now, and it wouldn't save. Like, it would lose a lot of time going to Bongo Hills now. But yeah, another reason why we do this route now is because a lot of tricks got discovered, and we're actually able to get all the cages in Bongo Hills on the first try. And like 2 years ago or something, this was not possible. So yeah. Alright, pretty cool little fizz boost we can do here in the start. There. That fizz boost actually makes us able to reach that platform, and then we can immediately jump to grab onto that platform. That saves quite a bit. Oh god. Okay, here we go. And then we're gonna do the same thing to get a lot of speed, to jump here, here, and here. And then we get the ideal outcome here on these hammers. There is quite some, there is actually 2 zips. I'm probably not gonna do the first one though, because the first one saves only 1 second, and it loses a lot of time if you fail it, so probably not gonna do that. Also, I jumped there for a reason. If I didn't jump there, the anti-tune would have hit me, so by jumping there, we change its trigger, and he doesn't actually jump against us. Alright, pretty cool trick here found by the tasters of the game is you can use the damage boost of the spikes to actually jump on the cloud and then jump through these spikes over there, and that saves like 20-30 seconds.
We just got a €10 donation from Jack and the Boxmeister saying, spring is in the air and a new BSG has started. I don't need to save the animals this time, so I'll donate for Bart's in Dissidia since Final Fantasy V is my favorite Final Fantasy. Also, a pun. Rayman had trouble getting his own game. It cost him at least an arm and a leg.
Alright, there is quite some few of damage boosts as well in the game. There is actually 9 damage, dead abuses, I mean. Not damage abuses, dead abuses. So you saw me take the photographer that are checkpoints. Yeah, we're gonna take the photographer, then we're gonna get the cage, and then we're actually gonna die, and it's gonna save a lot of time having to, you know, compared to moving up the chocolate balls again. Alright, so this is a zip. We'll probably, hopefully not fail. Okay, thank God. So that's a really cool zip, saves about 14. If you fail it, it loses 16, so it's quite risky. I guess that's worth an applause. It's a really cool trick, found by the testers of the game as well, where the rocket actually pushes you through the wall if you make like a little jump at the end to the left. Oh god, what is that? Okay. Okay. Alright. And here comes a really cool trick. It used to be really hard, but now all we have to do is hold up, and that's actually gonna lock our speed we get. And you get a lot of speed from swinging off of rings, so all we do is just hold up and nothing else. Or down, you can use down as well, so no left or right. And you're gonna actually lock the speed you get, and you can reach that platform really easy. Whereas before, we actually had to do this level twice because of this trick right here. Because yeah, you weren't actually able to reach that platform until like a year and a half or 2 years ago, something called Storm Skip got found. When the holding up strat wasn't available yet or wasn't found yet, where we would use a really big tether boost. And a tether is basically if you grab a ring, the sparkles between the ring and Rayman. So the bigger the tether boost, the more speed you get, and with a really precise one, you could actually reach that platform barely. But then the holding up strat got found, and it's super easy now, and it shouldn't even be called Storm Skip because it's so easy. Alright, another dead abuse here. And up to the chocolate balls, and hopefully not get killed by this anti-tune here. That'd be very unfortunate. He's called the killer, because he killed a lot of runs, but not this one. Alright. And that's basically it for the hardest parts of this level. So it's just a few auto-scrollers remaining, and then getting one more cage. And then one neat damage boost trick that saves about 3 or 4 seconds or something, which you will see in the next screen. And then the level after this introduces the first ground clips. Basically, I'm playing on the PS1 version, the American one, for a reason, not only because it has faster frame rate than the European version, but also faster compared to the Japanese version, which is also same FPS, but the Japanese version has really slow loads. And these ground clips are also not possible in the Japanese version. A ground clip, basically what that is every platform that is not really that thick, and there's a horizontal platform meeting a diagonal platform, you can clip there, as long as the platform is not too thick. By doing a precise frame perfect trick, you have to press right or left, and then on a specific part of the diagonal part, you have to press down, and then you can actually clip through. And I'm gonna try it in the next level, only once though. It looks really cool. It saves 14 seconds if you get it first try. It loses about 3 or 4 seconds if you don't get it, but I'm gonna go for it to show it off. Hopefully get it, that would be amazing. It's really cool. Let's see if we get it. And yeah, we'll be doing more ground clips later on, but this is the earliest one in the game. And it's also easier on slippery platforms. Also. Alright, let's see if we can get it. It's in the start of this level. And yeah, since it only loses about 3 seconds, I'm just gonna go for it and try it. Didn't get it. So yeah, there is where I wanted to press down, and actually I would have been able to clip through. And now we'll be doing some fist boosts here, which is basically punching in the opposite direction to gain a lot of speed, but it's only usable on slippery platforms, really.
We just got a 10 euro donation from Bad RNG saying, "Yo BSG, good luck this weekend, and remember, gotta go fast."
Alright, this jump is really annoying, but we got it, thank God. And there's another clip coming up here. First, we'll try and get this section pretty nicely. If we hold jump and right here, the invisible wall is going to push us a bit to the right, which we got. And then we got the clip as well, which is saving 5 seconds, roughly. It looks really cool as well. How it works is basically just before you hit the platform, you press X, and then you jump through the platform. It's really cool, but if you have too much speed, you cannot do it. And if you have too low speed, you cannot do it either. So it's quite precise. Then there is another ground clip here, which will probably fail, but okay, yeah. Could have done one right there. It saves about 4 seconds if you get it. But yeah, it's always worth it to try. Alright, nice. If you jump correctly here, you will not lose any speed like we just did. If you jump too early, you get hit by the notes and you lose all your momentum. If you jump too late, you actually have to turn to the right to still hang on the platform to not lose too much time. But yeah, we got the best version out of it, so that was nice. Then we're gonna fake jump to the right, because yeah, if we jump on this platform here, the cage spawns, but we can barely catch the trigger without actually jumping on the platform. And the reason we do that is because if we jump on the platform actually goes away. And it takes quite a while for it to come back on the screen, so it's quicker to do it like that. Alright, pretty awesome new trick here, or well, let's see if we can get it after this cage. I don't know why I'm going for this, but, you know, gotta show it off sometimes, I guess. I didn't get it. Oh god, and that lightning almost got me. So yeah, if we jump on the right spot there without actually losing speed, where we lost some speed, we can get a lot of speeds on these small platforms, and then we can just do 2 jumps or three little taps of a jump, and then we can actually get past that section pretty nicely. Also, when I'm saying tap of a jumps, if you hold jump longer, you actually do a higher and a longer jump. So doing a little tap, you jump a short, like you do a little jump. So yeah, pretty cool looking damage boosts here, where we just take the hit and then we run off. It saves about 10 seconds, I think. It's really easy to do and it looks really cool. And then some more fizz boost action here. 2 precise jumps. Do not get hit by those nodes, nice. Then we're gonna face to the left, and then we can actually jump over that node as well. If we were facing right, we wouldn't be able to do that. Also, this is Mr. Sex, and this is also the last time you will see him in the run, because normally he's a boss, but we'll be able to skip him. And the reason we'll be able to skip him is because he's on the second screen of a level, and on the first screen there is all the cages. And what we can do is we can just get all the cages, and then dead abuse, and then exit the level. And yeah, the game only tracks cages to unlock the last level, so it doesn't track that you've killed bosses because nobody really intended to skip bosses, I guess. So yeah, that's why we can do that. I've said also that in the PC you can skip 2 bosses. That's because you can also skip Mr. Scops, which is the second to last boss in this game on PC. And the reason you can do it there is because there is an end sign in that screen, and on this version there is not. But then still, the PC version is slower because of different cage locations and stuff. So yeah. Also, this run is not going too bad, apparently. Some nice speed locks there by holding up again after swinging off rings. And then you can actually extend it by doing a jump punch when you reach another ring to keep your momentum up. And then there is actually upcoming a really cool looking trick, and I'll be going for it because it's not really that risky. Even if you fail it, you still don't die in most cases. So yeah, a little auto-scroller here. Mr. Stone is a boss in not the next level, but the one after that at the end, and he is actually chasing us now. And can actually, okay, we have 2 HP, that's just enough. Holding down here or up makes us able to reach, makes us able to get there without taking 2 hits. If you do not hold up or down, you have to take 2 hits. Alright, let's see if we can get it. Looks really cool. Ah, didn't get it. I hovered like 0.1 second too late. It's pretty hard to time though, but yeah, that's it.
We just got a €2.55 donation from Shadow Wolf saying, let's switch roles again. My OCD came up, so now we have €30. Oh, and a promise is a promise. I'm learning Rayman 1 at the moment, so we can race at BSG 1000 Kappa. Good luck, Thextera!
Alright, Shadow. I'll hold you on to that. Alright, another dead abuse here, where we just get the cage and then die as soon as we can. Because yeah, again, it saves time over going back to the left without dying. Alright, another really cool tether boost coming up at the end here. There's actually multiple exits as well per level. And if we just drop down here, we actually go to a different type of exit. Because there's another exit all the way to the right, where you have to stay on the clouds, and then the cloud starts moving really slowly, but we can just jump down and then use the other exit. And there is no cages there, so you can just do that. Alright, moving back here, because as soon as we grab that P there is a trigger for these clouds to appear. And then we'll get this gauge right here. Alright, not much to say about this level. Just gonna jump as high as you can to actually reach that platform, and then we're gonna do a damage boost here by... Oh, okay, no, that's not the one I wanted to do. I wanted to crawl underneath for a little bit and then actually take the damage boost, and then we wouldn't have been able, we wouldn't have been thrown to the left like you saw right now. Alright, like 2-second auto-scroller there for no reason. Nobody knows why, but it's there. Okay, if we get the cycle good, gonna kill this guy, because otherwise his hammer might be annoying. Gonna do a little damage boost there, and here as well. Alright, that was pretty good. Okay, 1 second skip coming up, which is pretty risky because it loses a lot of time if you don't get it, but I'm pretty consistent at it, I would say. Although I will probably fail it now because I just said it. Let's see. I did, dang it. So you can use that lava piece to actually grab onto the platform right underneath this cloud. and that saves a few 1 second literally. And if you don't get it, you have to do what I just did, and yeah, loses like 5 or 6 seconds, I guess. Alright, triggering a cage there and actually moving up, because we'll be getting the cage after a dead abuse, because it's faster than actually getting all the way to the cage now and then going back up. So we'll just do a dead abuse here, and there's a convenient photographer there. So yeah, dead abusing now. And then we can also just hold left and get through this section pretty easy. If we wouldn't do the dead abuse strat, that cycle is actually much more annoying. Dead abuse strat actually got found by BSG Master, which is like the one that actually pretty much started off speedruns, I guess. He had like the most world records in the start of Rayman. I guess you can call Spike as well, Spike Vegeta. He was the, well, I guess he was the starter of the speedruns, but he did console, and then ENSG Master came in with his emulator runs. And then he was the one that got the sub 130 the first as well. He was the first person with a sub 130. And yeah, then world record has been changed like every few months. It's pretty nice, although yeah. Now it's gonna be harder and harder, obviously, to get it. Yeah. Alright, Mr. Stone Peaks. There is more voice acting here in the PC version, which is hilarious. But sadly not in this version. Alright, the speed locking is also possible here. I got it first try, nice. If you go to the right on the helicopter, there is 1 or 2 frames, I don't know, where you move the fastest. And if you hold up on that frame, you lock it, and you have that speed forever, as long as you don't press X too often. Because if you press X too often, you actually lose it again. Hopefully we're gonna be able to... so close. If we actually jump there and do not get hit, we can skip 1 cycle there on these blue balls. Alright, the screen has probably caused nightmares when you were younger, but yeah, once you know how to do it, then yeah, it's not really that hard anymore.
We just got a €1.01 donation from Zeta saying, "I'm sorry, Shadow, show us the SMS glitches, and if you fail any, we'll just hashtag blame M3. Thank you, Zeta, for that donation.
Alright, that was the first screen, went really well. Now we're gonna cut some ropes with our hair, because our hair is super sharp. And if we don't do it fast enough, the water will actually catch up and we will die, but it's not gonna happen. Also, because of all the dead abuses we did, we have a slow fist now. Oh yeah, I didn't even say that yet. There is 3 stages. If you take up a speed fist, that is not actually the fastest fist you can get until you take 3 of those power-ups, then you have the fastest fist, and if you die you lose 1 stage. So at the moment we have a slow fist, and that actually makes it possible to do a really cool strat here, because if we do it, if we have a speed fist here, we wouldn't be able to do this, because the fist would be catching up to us way too quickly. So yeah, it's really cool that we can do this. Also, if we hit a wall and the punch and the fist comes back to us, it doesn't hit anymore. So if we actually try to do that trick I just did and we would hit the wall, we wouldn't be able to get the cage on the way back, but that's not the case. The fist doesn't hit the wall, so that's good. 2 set of outer scrollers here. Nothing to speed them up. But yeah, if you die in one of them, you go all the way back down. So we don't want to die. It's not what we want to do. Alright. Also, you're noticing that I'm jumping through here. If I turn to the left and I jump up there, I actually get a damage boost through the ceiling. And that saves a few seconds as well, which is pretty nice. Alright, and now as long as we jump as late as we can reach that cloud without having to go through the disappearing cloud. It's so evil, like the disappearing cloud. The first time you play it, you have no idea, and you're like, yeah, I finally did it. The auto-scrollers, and then you die because of the cloud disappearing, so yeah. But yeah, as long as you jump far enough. Oh, that actually never happened before. Nice. But yeah, as long as you jump far enough, you just reach the second cloud. More auto-scrollers. And another fizz boost right here to speed it up a bit. And we're gonna jump here to get the P, because we want those HPs. Then we're gonna jump here because we need this cage. And then we're gonna do a pretty cool trick to get past these lava balls and hopefully not fail it. Alright, good. Then we're gonna drop down here because there is a last cage right there. Alright. Alright, entering the fight soon. Mr. Stone Fights. It's actually really fast with strats, so it's gonna be pretty awesome. 3630. Ah, it's not bad. Alright, we can actually get a lot of multiple hits on this fight. Starting off with being able to jump towards the balls here and actually able to grab them there. Also, I shouldn't have grabbed the P yet, but yeah, it's fine. We can still do all the strats. Alright, and then it's actually really easy, this. Like, all you do is just jump as soon as you get hit. It's really not precise at all. And then we're gonna jump off as late as we can here to get another punch up, because if we punched earlier there, we wouldn't actually be able to hit it. Like, yeah, there has to be a certain amount of time in between each hit. And yeah, that hit, that's actually the hardest one of all of them. Where you jump on the horizontal ball. It's not really that hard, but yeah, it's the hardest one of the fights. I need to time it pretty well. And then one more quick punch like that, and he's dead. The perfect stone fight. Alright. Also, this move, I haven't talked on the game at all. It's in the game because it has one use only, and we just lost it now. Because that button, the circle button, gets replaced by the running ability, so we can never do it again from here. And it's actually used to scare off living stones, which are like the long guys in the forest you may have seen earlier. If you do it in front of them, they go running off in the opposite direction, and they actually run into the water as well. Which looks pretty funny. But yeah, now it gets replaced by the running ability. And yeah, now it's time to go back and get all the cages we missed or skipped on purpose. Like this level right here, we actually didn't get a single cage on the first run through, because it's faster to get them now. Also, I'm only on 1 HP there, if you noticed. And that was actually pretty risky, I guess, to do in a marathon like this, but... Alright. Soon we'll be grabbing a P, and then we're gonna go back to 1 HP.
We just got another €1.99 donation from Shadow Wolf saying, Zeta, 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 Zeta. I was joking about that though, but this amount is so ugly, let's fix it. Thank you, Shadow, for the $1.99.
Alright, that jump from the ring there is actually pretty hard if you first start running this game. But if you know exactly where to jump and when to helicopter, it turns out pretty easy. Alright, that was good. Didn't die. Off to Gong Heights. And this is where it's different than if you were watching Rayman speedruns maybe like a year ago. We would not go to Gong Heights here. We would actually go to Pinkplant Woods. And there is a big reason for that. It's called speed storage. And with speed storage we can actually store the speed we get. Basically every speed that is faster than run speed that is faster than normal run speed, we can actually store that and use it later on. And I've talked about Plum Skip 2.0 earlier, and there's actually a skip got found before that. It's called Plum Skip, which ruined a lot of runs. But because of speed storage, that trick is actually really easy now. And it's, well, I guess we call it Plum Skip Skip right now, because yeah, you kind of skip Plum Skip with it, and it makes it really easy. But yeah, we'll be doing that after the next level. I will be setting up the speed storage there, and I'll tell you more in detail what's going on. Alright, nice. That was a good ending of the level. It might seem risky, but it's really not. Alright, really long autoscroller here. Fun fact that in the GBA version there is no autoscrollers in the game. So you could literally just hold right and run and get past this level really quickly on the GBA version. Gonna kill this guy because this guy has ruined a lot of runs as well. Alright, I guess I can explain speed storage already. So yeah, if you get speed that is faster than run speed, you can either die or land on an event. And an event is any platform that is not a normal platform. So right now I'm jumping off a normal platform. An event would be a little platform, a cloud, a flower, something like that. And if you do a running jump off the last few frames there, you can actually use the speed you stored. But yeah, that's coming up after the next level.
We just got another €1.37 donation from Bad RNG saying, Shadow, 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 Shadow. This is the good option.
Oh yeah, there's actually a cool speed storage strat here that I'm not gonna do, because I don't know. But we got a pretty nice start here. Hopefully not overshoot this. Okay, good. Yeah, that was really good. Getting this cage. And then a pretty cool fizz boost strat again, right here. Gonna turn around, use it, and then hold the helicopter to get right on top of this platform. And if you jump there, you used to be screwed, but because of the because of the ground clipping, you can actually get back to the cage from there. And when I said dang there, I could have done another ground clip. It's really hard though. It's called the God clip. Basically, there is like 3 God clips now actually in the run. One was in Allegro, and then one here, and then one in Ida Joe's. Also, this clip. Oh, nice! Thank God. All right, so that's another ground clip that we got. Just like I said, you have to press left or right, and then on the next frame you have to press down. And then if you do it on a specific spot, you clip through. And that saves about 10 seconds if you get it first try. And we did, so that's good. Alright, don't think I got it now. Trying to set up speed storage now. No, I didn't get it. Sometimes you can get it from the slippery platform just before hitting the symbols. And then I would just be able to die here, because we already got it. But now I have to set it up. So I'm gonna overshoot, and then got a lot of speed from that swing. So now I cannot actually do a running jump until I'm on an event. And also it gets stored on the world map, believe it or not. Right now I still have that speed stored. So I cannot do a running jump, but I can do a walking jump. So I'm gonna stop right in front, do a walking jump up, and then jump off the last 3 frames, and then I just use the speed we stored. As you can see, I got like a lot of speed from that jump. So yeah, that was pretty nice. Alright, let's see if I can do the clip here. No. I always try it during the invincibility frames, but there is another clip there that is pretty hard to do. And also because there is no slippery platform. Clips on slippery platforms are much easier. But yeah, couldn't do it there. No big deal though. Saves about 4 seconds. Because you don't have to die. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Alright, let's see if I can get the cage here. Nice. Good. And now I get hit by the hammer, and then I can go to the left quicker. Just clearing out all the cages now, of all the levels. One more forest level, and then we're going to Picture City. Just, oh. I should go to the left here. I was already going to Picture City. Alright. There's a pretty cool hunter jump you can do in the next screen, but it's really hard. It has to do with camera again. Like, oh god, I didn't actually want to grab that P, because we'll be doing a dead abuse soon. Oh, there we go, yeah. Sometimes you can actually pass that hunter without getting hit, but yeah, wasn't able to. Now, the reason I didn't actually want to grab that P is because, yeah, there's gonna be a dead abuse, and there's no pit, so I have to dead abuse by taking hits. And yeah, if I have 3 HP, taking 3 hits is faster, obviously, than taking 5 hits. So I now have 5 HP. So yeah, that's gonna lose a few seconds, but yeah, no big deal. Alright, got all the cages now. Now there's Future City.
We just got a €1.63 from Mr. Kaviker saying, "Bad RNG does bad stuff. Gonna fix this real quick." Thank you, Mr. Kaviker, for your kind donation.
Could do a skip there that saves frames, which is called the vineless. Basically, I just grab the vine, but if you do a precise helicopter, as soon as you touch the ceiling, you actually do not grab it. Because you actually, yeah, during the animation of jumping against the ceiling, you can do a helicopter, and then yeah, you skip the grabbing animation. So yeah. Okay, Picture City. Let's see. This is where the run gets pretty hard, I would say. Especially this first screen, to do it perfect is pretty hard. So this is where I want a dead abuse after grabbing this cage. So yeah, have to get hit by these guys a few more times. There we go. Now we're actually gonna exit the level. And the reason we're gonna do that is because it resets our fist to the fist we had before entering the first time. Because you lose your fist after you die, but then if we exit the level and re-enter, we have the fist again that we originally entered with. Also, I couldn't get the first cycle here. So yeah, now we have a fast fist. The reason we want to have a fast fist here is because of a cage on the third screen. Also, that pinball doesn't want to drop half the time. Okay, we got the early cycle here, which will make this screen even harder, but yeah, we did it. We just saved 2 seconds by doing a precise jump to actually trigger the P earlier, whereas otherwise we would have to wait for a cycle. Now we didn't have to do that. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay. Alright, it's looking to be a perfect screen outside of taking extra hits. Alright, pretty good. So yeah, that was really ideal outside of, you know, the extra hits. Alright, so we still have our fast fist, and if you do not have a stage 2 or higher fist, you won't be able to do the trick I'm gonna do in the next screen. And that trick saves about 10-15 seconds, I think, in total, so it's pretty worth it.
We just got another €2.11 donation from Shadow Wolf saying, "Where are the camera buffer extended super jumps and glide walks, the Thextera?" And with that, I quickly want to mention a few incentives that are going to be coming up kind of soon. The glitch exhibition for Super Mario Sunshine is currently at €16.11 out of 100, so it's starting to slowly get somewhere. And for the Dissidia Final Fantasy character story, we currently have a 2-way tie between Bartz from Final Fantasy V and Zidane from Final Fantasy IX. So now is still anyone's game to make a difference in that. So keep sending your donations.
Alright, so as you can see there, I charged my fist and I was barely able to reach that cage there. And that's only possible with a stage 2 or faster fist, so if you cannot do that, you actually have to get hit by a fairy. Oh god, I don't want to get hit here. Please? Okay, good. You have to you actually have to grab a fairy to get a small Rayman, and then have to go all the way through a little Rayman section. But we didn't have to do that because we didn't die on the first screen. If you time it well, you can get the grab earlier there. That's fortunate. And then yeah, if you just hold left, these anti-tunes will never hit you. So yeah, pretty cool. Found by technology actually. Gonna damage abuse one more time. And now I actually do not want to get hit anymore until the boss fight, because on the boss fight we will be able to do 3 damage boost hits that save a lot of time. And since I have 4 HP, I cannot afford to lose any HP. But yeah, maybe I won't do that last one, because if you fail to time it, it actually softlocks the game, and there's nothing you can do about it other than to restart. So I may not do it. Alright, we didn't get hit at least. So I could do it, but should probably not. Alright. I would say still no major mistakes in the run, so that's pretty nice to get this far without major mistakes. Also, in this fight, there is the only RNG in the game. Well, technically, the only RNG in the game. Where this guy up here, he will throw bombs at random spots after I kill this guy here. And hopefully he throws them. Oh, that's some good throws there, yeah. Sometimes he throws them all the way to the left of the screen. And yeah, you have to dodge them, and it wastes a lot of time. Alright, so these extra hits, we're gonna do them right now after this first hit. We're actually able to damage abuse by running into her, and that gets us high enough to make her to get another hit in. By just holding a jump and then holding punch as soon as you get hit. And it's that easy. And another one right here. Just holding jump and then holding punch. And now we could do one more, but I guess I just won't do it. I guess that's a safe way. Because yeah, the last hit actually ends up with one where you normally are not able to kill her. So if you kill her there, the game, yeah, just soft locks. Because you're not supposed to kill her on that section, so yeah. So yeah, let's not do it. Marathon run, sick. So yeah, we would be able to run into her now and hit her, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It loses about 8 seconds, so for a marathon, that's not really that big of a deal. Gonna take one more hit though. There we go. Because we'll be dead abusing in the next screen. And yeah, the lower the HP you have, the quicker you dead abuse. So I'm gonna do that extra hit. Alright. Pencil pentathlon. This gauge is actually really annoying in PC version, the one I'm gonna get now. So yeah, we're gonna get the cage, and then we're gonna jump to the left to instantly die. And then we're gonna do a unintended jump here, up there. Now, if that jump wasn't possible, the one we just did, then dead abusing wouldn't have been time saver either. Also, we can drop down here, which was unintended. Although they probably didn't test it a lot at all, because it's really easy to drop down there. Oh, okay. 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 Slight panic. But it's okay. We'll get a P in the next train, so it's all good. Yeah, normally you do not get hit by that guy, but I don't know. I jumped too far to the left, I think. We want to get the speed here. And then Rayman's hitbox is gonna be pretty weird in the next few seconds. Right here. And just go past. Because Rayman's hitbox is actually just a square. And another hitbox weirdness here. Okay, we got actually pantsless as well. Which sounds pretty funny, but it makes us... it's actually the trick we did in Mr. Stonepeaks, where we set up the speed lock. And if we can do it on the first try here, we can actually pass all the pencils without having to wait. And that's what we did right there. And another weird hitbox right here, where we just, yeah, get a bit in the wall and we can just pass this spike. Alright. And then up, coming in the next screen. It's pretty hard to skip. That saves quite a lot of time, especially if you screw it up. And if you screw up the normal strat, which is still pretty hard. It's basically a precise helicopter because the screen is covered in these bouncy platforms. And yeah, if we do... Oh, interesting. I wanted to do a strat there, but I failed horribly. Where you hit the cage and then hang, and then you just jump up. But yeah. Alright. Let's see if we can get it. Nice. Got it. Alright. That was it. If we actually did not do the helicopter right, we would get bounced up all the way to the top. And you have to go all the way back down. And that sucks. But yeah. Also, you have to do this while walking to the right, because if you run to the right, you get too much speed, and that... yeah, that section is just not possible with running. Alright, getting one more cage. And then we're actually gonna go to the left again. We could go right here, but it's faster to do this thing again than to walk normally to the right on these pencils. And then there is a trick called Leap of Faith, which is this. Nice. And if you time it right, you do not hang either, which I just did. So that was the best outcome we could get. Alright, Space Mama. This is where a lot of time can get lost. Mainly because of a 8-second skip on the next screen, which is called Stormer Skip. Originally found by Dotflag, but then optimized by myself, which made it a bit easier. Because Dotflag's way was very, very inconsistent. Oh, I hate this part. But yeah, basically, if you hold jump and punch on a ring, you actually re-grab and you go up a bit. You just keep re-grabbing it, and you can sort of use the same mechanic to make that trick Dotflag found originally a bit easier, because you get an extra boost. Alright. Pretty hard first gauge here as well. Pretty cool trick to get it. Gonna jump over here, hang, overshoot the ring, hit, and hit. Good. So yeah, we want to make sure to punch on the way up without helicoptering first, because if you helicopter and then punch, you cannot helicopter anymore. So we want to punch off that first spiky ball and then helicopter, because then we can punch again. And then we, on the second punch, we get the cage. And it's this screen. Alright, let's see if we can get Stormer Skip. Nope. Second try is still saving time. Now, third try is losing time though. Ah, so close. come on. No. Let's just skip it for now. And just jump on this sharpener. That's actually really annoying to jump on as well. That sucks. So basically I was able to land on that sharpener then if I were to get it. Oh well. At least everything else went fine so far, so. Okay. Oh, almost got that. Like there is this really hard trick there. You can just pass those spikes that like never happens. It literally happens like once every 30, 40 runs or something. But it looks really cool. Okay. I wasn't looking at my HP count, but thank God I had 2, because yeah, if I gotten hit with 1 HP I would have died, so. Alright, so more speed storage here, where we are gonna set up here by just holding right, and this gave us more speed than run speed, and we'll be able to use that speed on the next sharpener here. But we're gonna do a normal jump on the sharpener and then jump at the last few frames, and then we can actually catch the cycle we just did. And then that jump I just did there is also unintended, but yeah, if the sharpener's all the way at the top spot, you can barely reach that platform and hang on to it, which we did. Sometimes it can take a couple tries, but alright, so really big discovery by Shaturu. Like, I don't know, time goes so fast. I would say like a year ago, where you can get double hits on the Space Mama fights. You can actually get 3 of them, all 3 saving like 15, 16 seconds combined. And we'll need HP for that, at least for the first 2. The third one you can do without taking a hit. Well, a Tess could do all of them without taking a hit, but yeah. Basically, how it works is we hit her as soon as is possible, and then we actually move to her other side. And then actually her iframes run out, and we can hit her again. So it's really nice. And we'll be doing that, or trying to do it. Alright, also we want to get 4 hits in the start, which is easier said than done. Because, yeah, her hitbox is really weird sometimes. So, yeah, as long as we just hit her after her attack, we can get 4 hits. If you hit her any time other than that, you can only get 3 max. Okay, we did it. Also, you don't want to get hit here. Okay. Alright, good start. Now we're gonna do the double hits. So we're gonna get hits. We're gonna hit her and then move to her other side. And then our iframes are gonna run right here and we can hit her again. So it's really nice. And now we're just gonna hit her as soon as we can, because we cannot do another damage boosted there. Okay. Now we're just gonna stay at the left side of the screen and basically avoid almost all of this stuff. Could also do it at the right side of the screen, obviously. Alright, and then another double hit coming right up after this section here. Just gonna stay still, get hits, hit her, move to other side, get the visual cue, and hit. Ah, didn't get it, dang it. Too bad. Can still do one more, and even without taking a hit, because she actually does 2 beams. Normally she does 1 beam, but if you hit her as soon as you can and she does 2 beams, her iframes actually run out without doing that trick there. So it's really cool that the developers made the iframe so short. Alright, this hit can be really weird sometimes as well. I don't know. Her hitbox is weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this hit normal. And then I'm gonna wait until she fires up the 2 beams, and then I'm gonna hit her. Okay, good. And now she would have died if I didn't mess up that second damage boost hit, but yeah. It's not that bad. Yeah, during these cutscenes you can spam X as well to make them go away faster as well. Alright, upcoming is Crystal Palace. This is the level where I probably lost the most runs on. It's my worst level, I think. Pretty cool trick already in the start where you can barely grab that ring and then, yeah, speed lock by holding up and get all the way there. Saves a few seconds. Okay, I guess we're doing my strat here. I think it's more consistent. Okay, whatever. At least we didn't die. You can do that section much quicker, but I just didn't want to risk it. Okay, let's not forget this gauge. This here, you have to go back to the left. I actually forgot this gauge once while being like 20 seconds ahead of world record, so that was pretty sad. Okay, let's not die here. Okay, not bad. And then one more speed lock we can do here, extended by pressing jump and punch at the same time on that ring. And then we get enough speed to get to the end. So yeah, that was a decent screen. Now we're gonna try and do this with running all the time, but passing these, yeah. The hitboxes of those spikes are really big. It's pretty hard to do all those jumps with the running instead of walking. Oh, what is that? It didn't jump high enough, I guess. Alright, next up, damage boost trick. I'll be doing the slowest version though. Ugh, what am I doing, shit? Okay, let's take it easy. Okay, never mind. Let's just do it super slow, I guess. God. So what you can do there is use that spiky swinging ball there to push you up that little platform. And then during your invincibility frames, you can actually jump on those small platforms to the top of it. Saves a bit of time. But I messed it up completely. And then yeah, I did that weird jump to the left. The reason I did that is because there was a cage trigger there. Normally you would go on that top cloud, ride it all the way to the right. Please, no. Oh god. Yeah, that cloud disappears, as you can see. Okay. And this part. Sloppy play, but at least we didn't die. Also, that boulder jump, if you helicopter just before jumping on a bouncy cloud, you can actually get a high jump every time. If you don't do that helicopter, you get like weird heights sometimes. So we're gonna helicopter to get a really high jump, and then we can actually reach on top of the boulder right away, which we did. Okay. Ida Joe's, which is 40 seconds of waiting here while he's brazzling some stuff. I usually do this because it sounds pretty good. Then a cutscene, and then 2 seconds of waiting, and then we're in a dark screen where we can barely see anything. But we don't need to see anything because we know exactly how the level is gonna be. Alright. This part, I still don't remember how to do fast, so I'm just gonna do it slow. Alright, it's not bad. Third God clip I talked about earlier is on this screen. I'll be going for it, but I'll only be attempting it once, of course. Now we're gonna wait here on purpose, because those spikes, if we didn't wait, those spikes will hit us going up here. Now we have to jump to the left to trigger a cage, and then go to the right. Now these annoying rings here. Even with a tether boost, this ring is like really hard to get. Like, you're supposed to reach that ring without doing that tether boost, which is like super hard. And also that jump without a tether boost can take a long time to get. But thank God for tether boosts. Alright, God clip is right here. No, didn't get it. Again, pressing right or left, and then pressing down on the next frame on a specific frame, which can be hard. Dang it, what am I doing? Okay. As long as I have 3 HP coming into the next screen, I'm good. So let's not lose HP right here. Okay, good. Oof, what was that? Okay, I'm screwing up all the new strats. Basically, I want to punch to the right, then trigger the cage by jumping to the left, and then you get it instantly, but messed that up completely, of course. Alright, the reason I wanted 3 HP is because of right here. This one. And then we actually jump and hover there, because if we didn't do that, we would spawn some annoying enemies. So we can just jump over the trigger. And then the next damage boost was right there. And there is a convenient life if you jump over this spiky ball. So all is good. Alright, this next screen is a really long, boring autoscroller that you cannot speed up at all, again. We can make it look a bit cooler though, by jumping here. And if I push right, just one tick, I would instantly die, because those spikes are instant death triggers. But if you hang, and you just do a tap on the jump, you actually do not get hit. If I jump slightly to the right, I would have gotten hit though, and I would have instantly died, but yeah. That makes that section a bit easier as well to do. Alright, speed lock here to skip that second ring. And then the second to last cage right here. By jumping to the left, you spawn it. Yeah, the cage triggers are really weird sometimes. Oh, I thought I was on the top cloud already. Apparently not. Alright, this screen. This can be annoying at times. Just gonna take a damage boost here to make this section a bit easier. Alright. Gonna take a damage boost here to be able to jump sooner on this ball. And then punch to the left and spawn the cage. And then if we jump right here, and then here again, we can get all the way to this ball. And then we're gonna try and kill the fish. Nice. So that fish is evil. Alright, 2 more levels, and then it's run done. So yeah, this this screen has all the cages on the first screen, because on the second screen there is the boss. And so on PC you can skip it because there is an end sign, but here there is no end sign. So yeah, you cannot do it here. Pretty cool tether boost there. So you can do speed lock here, but you don't want to know how many runs got ruined by trying that, so not gonna do it. Just gonna take it slow. Ugh. Sometimes you get like really bad speed that I just got now. Okay, we're gonna get the cage and then we're gonna turn to the left. We get damage boosted to the right, and then we can actually use those invincibility frames to jump straight here. And then if we're fast, we can make this cycle, which we did. And then there is just annoying red platform cycles coming up. Nice. Alright, good screen. Alright, Mr. Scops. Hopefully he does not knock off the right platform. It's random, I think. Not the right platform. Nice. Actually, damn. I'm impressed. He always knocks off the right platform. The reason we do not want him to knock off the right platform is because there is a neat little trick we can do here. It's where we will jump into him, and it will respawn this platform here, and it doesn't get knocked off. And also, you can hit him when he's on the edge to make him move to the right quicker. So we could just, yeah, charge your fist, wait until he moves to the left, and then hit him. Saves a few frames. Alright, second phase of the fight. And after that, it's the final level of the game, which takes about 4 minutes. So we should be getting underestimated quite a bit. But yeah, some mistakes in this game cost you minutes, so that is why for the generous estimate. But yeah, in this run there were no, well, probably spoiled it right now, but not really any major mistake in the run. Oh, hey, I actually did a trick there, where he didn't throw his fist out, which is possible if you take long before hitting him. So we actually saved time there by messing up, so that's pretty nice. Alright. One more level. Okay. Alright, frying pan. If we mistime the jumps, this can get really annoying. I kinda hate this screen. Jump late there. Okay, good. Didn't screw up this. Now there is Dark Rayman, which is someone that does the exact same inputs as me, but just a few seconds later. So if I mess up, he messes up. Also, I'm gonna get this safety life here, because there's gonna be a skip later on the next screen, which is Clown Skip. And you actually, well, you don't need to take damage, but it's easier if you take damage. And yeah, you have to use one hit per try. So yeah, right now we have 4 tries on it. Saves about 12 seconds, I think. Sort of, something like that. Also, these clouds move up and down. And if you jump and the cloud is on its most top position, you do not actually jump on the cloud. And yeah, Dark Rayman is right on your heels, so you have to make like a quick movement to your right to actually dodge him then. Alrighty. In the next screen, left is right and right is left as well. So right now I am, as soon as Mr. Dark hits me, I'm gonna push left. So right now I'm using left to go right. And then is the clown skip. Nice, first try. Good. Always nice. Technically, I didn't have to grab that safety life, but yeah, it's always good to do, because I only had 2 HP, so I would have only had 1 try on it. In this case, I would have made it, but yeah. Cannot risk it. Alright, and now it's just easy until the end. Nothing major can happen anymore. Other than super chokes. We're just gonna stay here to ride this slippery platform all the way down. It's a bit faster than jumping on the chocolate bars. Alright, final boss takes about 2 minutes, so yeah, not bad. First of all, we do not have our fist power up, so we try to jump to it, and then it goes to the next phase. Still can't punch now. Also, these flames, if you walk into them, you do not get invincibility frames, so I can just hold left here and die within like a second. Because yeah, you do not get invincibility frames, so you have to make sure to not get hit here. But yeah, it's not really that hard. Alright, and now we're doomed. Alright, so there is 3 more phases now. On the first phase, it's possible to do a 2 cycle, but I'm never gonna be able to get that. A 3 cycle is already pretty good. It's because you can get multiple hits in. And then on the last phase, you can actually get multiple hits in. As soon as you hit him, you have to hit him and then hit him again. Dang, this is going bad. You have to hit him again literally 1 second after that. Also, this is like a 5 cycle. Okay, there we go. Got 1 triple hit at least. But it's possible to do 4 hits there. Alright, so time is coming up. After these 8 hits here. Oh, that was a double hit, by the way. That's pixel perfect, so I have to wait exactly 1 second to get another double hitting. So yeah, time is when I hit him for the last time. 3 more. No sub 123. Dang it. So close. Alright. And time. Ugh, that's really good. I'm really happy with this run. This is the best run I've ever done on a BSG. And I've done Rayman a lot of times at BSG. Alright, we'll let the credits play then. Wel, het is niet echt meer om te zeggen. Okay. Hello. Scops? Well, I think so. Like the platform he knocks off. I think that's RNG. Nobody really tested it. But outside of the platforms he knocks off, it's not RNG at all. Uh, 123.04. Oh boy. world record right now is RTA wise, it's 121.50. But recently we've actually decided to cut out the loads, so the 121.50 comes down to a 115.02 without loads. So that is the current world record. Basically like 7 minutes of loads roughly for console and like 5 or 6 for emulator, depending on which version. Alright, so thank you for watching. This was Rayman, I'm Thextera, and have fun with the next couple runs, and have fun with BSG in general, and keep donating.